Hello, Simon Bucknell here with a quick tip for you related to communicating with time-poor audiences or readers, because this is relevant for the written word every bit as much as the spoken word. And I realise you may be time poor too, so I'd better get on with it. And the tip is this: it comes in the form of a question to ask yourself. And it's a question I asked a coaching client of mine earlier today. He works for a hedge fund, and we were working through a briefing note that he is drafting for senior decision makers within his firm about a potential investment opportunity. The question I asked him was this: if I were to scan this rather than study it, would I still grasp the meaning? Would it still make sense if I were to scan this rather than study this? You see, so often, as you may have noticed in communication, whether it's written or spoken, it requires study. It's hard work because the sentences are long, because there's too much detail, because there's complex language, because the logic doesn't really make sense, or because the flow is visually laid out in a way that just makes it feel like hard work. If I sent you an email with 5 paragraphs and each paragraph had 6 lines of text, I bet you would struggle to get to the end of it. You might even struggle to get to the end of the first paragraph. That's the kind of world that we're living in terms of professional communication. Scannable content beats studyable content. It's a lesson I first learnt back in the world of headhunting and when recruiting. The front page of a CV, absolutely key, because it sets the impression, sets the tone. And I know from my own experience, when I was recruiting people into roles in Parliament, as well as working at Russell Reynolds, the headhunting firm, if I had a CV where I had to really dig into it and really study the detail to actually grasp that person's value, they were at risk of missing out, because we form a view so quickly. The front page of a CV needs to be a poster rather than a raw chronology going back to the person's GCSE results from when they were at school. Get the important stuff right up front so it's very clear and totally unmissable. I encourage you to do the same when you're reviewing your script, if you've got a script for a presentation, when you're reviewing your slides, when you're reviewing an important email, a document that you're sending out to people whom you know have limited bandwidth because of how much they've got on. Check, right, if I just scan that and spent 15 seconds, 30 seconds on it, would I gain value? Would it make sense? If so, great. If it doesn't, maybe it's time to do a little bit more sculpting. Hope this is of some use to you. If you're watching this anywhere other than simonbucknell.com, check it out. That's my digital home online. Or indeed, follow me if you're not already on LinkedIn. Would be delighted to connect with you. And or if you are watching this on LinkedIn, drop a comment below. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. Speak soon.